Have you ever met someone and felt an instant connection that made no sense at all? No history, no explanation, yet something inside you knew this meeting mattered. Carl Jung believed this is not coincidence. It happens when the energy of two souls aligns and the universe brings them together. As you listen, think about the one person who instantly came to your mind. Have you ever met someone and felt something shift inside you instantly, as if time slowed down for just a moment? Not just attraction, not curiosity, but a deep inner knowing that this meeting matters. It feels as if life itself arranged this encounter quietly, without asking for your permission. You may not understand why, but something inside you recognizes the moment. According to Carl Jung, this feeling is not imagination, and it is not coincidence. Some connections happen when the inner energy of two people aligns so perfectly that the universe naturally brings them together. Jung believed that life is guided by invisible psychological forces working beneath our awareness. When these forces align between two souls, meetings feel inevitable. You don't chase them, you don't plan them. They simply happen. And once they do, they leave a mark. A mark that stays with you long after the moment has passed, quietly asking you to look deeper and understand why this person entered your life. Carl Jung believed that the most important relationships in our lives are never guided by chance. We often think we choose people based on logic, attraction, or circumstances. But Jung taught that something much deeper is at work. Beneath our conscious thoughts exists the unconscious mind, a powerful inner world that silently shapes our experiences. This hidden part of us carries memories, beliefs, fears, and desires that we may not even realize we have. When someone enters your life at a powerful moment, it is often because your unconscious has recognized something familiar in them. Jung explained that relationships are mirrors. They reflect what is alive within us at that time. This is why certain people appear when we are changing, healing, or facing important challenges. Their arrival is not random. It is the psyche responding to inner movement. In this way, relationships are messages. They reveal where we are emotionally, psychologically, and spiritually, even before we are aware of it ourselves. Jung introduced the idea of the collective unconscious, a deep psychological space shared by all human beings. It is not something we can see or touch, but it quietly influences how we think, feel, and connect. Within this inner field exist universal patterns that shape human experiences across cultures and time. When your inner world begins to change, this collective field responds. Your beliefs shift, your awareness grows, and your emotional energy transforms. As this happens, the type of people you attract also changes. This is why some connections appear only when you reach a certain stage in your life. You may meet someone who understands you without many words, or who challenges you in ways no one else ever has. Jung believed this happens because energy recognizes energy. When two people vibrate at a similar psychological and emotional level, they naturally move toward each other. Does not require effort or intention. Like two paths slowly bending toward the same point, the meeting becomes inevitable. This is where Carl Jung's idea of synchronicity helps us understand these moments more clearly. Synchronicity is when events seem random on the surface, but carry a deep personal meaning. Meeting someone at the exact moment you needed them most, running into the same person repeatedly without planning it, or thinking of someone just before they reach out to you. Jung believed these moments are signs of alignment between the inner world and the outer world. They are not controlled by logic or probability. They happen when your inner energy matches a certain experience. When you are ready, life responds. This is why some encounters feel perfectly timed, even if they appear inconvenient or unexpected at first. Synchronicity is the universe's way of reflecting your inner state back to you. When two souls align internally, the outer world rearranges itself to bring them together, without force and without explanation. That is why some connections feel strangely familiar from the very first moment. You may feel safe around someone you barely know, as if you have met them before, even though you haven't. Conversation flows naturally, and silence feels comfortable instead of awkward. Carl Jung would say that in these moments, the soul is recognizing something within itself through the other person. He described this through the concepts of the anima and animus, the unconscious feminine and masculine energies that live within each of us. When another person reflects these inner aspects, the connection feels deep and powerful. It is not based on words or actions alone, but on a sense of inner recognition. This is why such encounters can feel timeless, as if time disappears when you are together. It is not about perfection or fantasy, but about resonance. The other person awakens something that was already alive inside you, waiting to be seen and understood. However, not every strong or intense connection is meant to last forever, and this is something many people misunderstand. A powerful attraction does not always mean harmony. Carl Jung warned that when we have not faced our inner shadows, our fears, wounds, and insecurities, we often project them onto others. This means we are drawn to people who reflect what is unresolved inside us. These connections can feel intense, emotional, and overwhelming, but they may also bring confusion and pain. Jung believed that the unconscious uses relationships as a way to reveal what we are avoiding within ourselves. That is why some relationships feel addictive or chaotic rather than peaceful. They awaken old wounds instead of healing them. This does not mean the connection was meaningless. It means it carried a lesson. Without awareness, people often mistake this intensity for true love and remain stuck in cycles of emotional suffering, believing that pain is proof of depth. This is why so many people find themselves repeating the same relationship patterns throughout their lives. The faces change, the stories change, but the emotional pain feels familiar. Carl Jung would say, this is not bad luck or fate working against you. It is the unconscious mind trying to get your attention. Until a lesson is understood, it repeats itself. If you carry fear of abandonment, you may attract people who cannot stay. If you struggle with self-worth, you may be drawn to those who do not value you. These patterns are not punishments. They are messages. The psyche is asking you to become aware of what still needs healing. Without awareness, people blame others or circumstances, never realizing that the root lies within. Once you recognize the pattern, the repetition begins to lose its power. Awareness is the first step toward breaking cycles and choosing differently. There is an important difference between true alignment and emotional attachment, and understanding this can change everything. Emotional attachment often comes from fear, insecurity, or the need to feel complete through someone else. It feels intense, but also draining. True alignment, however, feels calm and natural. There is no need to force conversations, reactions, or commitment. Carl Jung believed that what is truly aligned does not require control. When energy matches, connection flows on its own. This is why relationships that are not aligned eventually become exhausting. No matter how much effort you put in, something always feels off. You may try harder, hold on tighter, or make sacrifices, but the imbalance remains. This is a sign that the energies involved are no longer resonating. Letting go in these moments is not failure. It is awareness. What no longer aligns cannot stay without creating suffering. This is why inner work is so important when it comes to relationships. You cannot expect aligned connections if you are not aligned within yourself. Carl Jung believed that self-knowledge is the foundation of meaningful relationships. Inner work means becoming honest with yourself. It means recognizing your emotional patterns, facing your fears, and accepting parts of yourself you once avoided. This process is not about blaming yourself. It is about understanding yourself. When you begin to heal, something shifts naturally. You stop feeling drawn to people who drain you. You no longer tolerate relationships that cause constant confusion or pain. As your inner world becomes clearer, your external world responds. New people enter your life who reflect your growth, your stability, and your self-respect. You do not chase these connections. They appear naturally because your energy has changed. Alignment begins inside, and everything else follows. When two people who have done this inner work finally meet, the connection feels completely different from anything they experienced before. There is no confusion, no constant questioning, and no fear of losing the other. Both individuals feel secure within themselves, which allows the relationship to grow naturally. Carl Jung believed that true connection is not about completing each other, but about walking together as whole individuals. In such a bond, there is space to breathe, to grow, and to evolve. Love does not feel heavy or demanding. It feels supportive and freeing. Each person inspires the other to become better, not through pressure, but through understanding. There are no power struggles or emotional games because neither person is trying to fill a void. Instead, they share what they already are. This is the kind of connection that feels peaceful, steady, and deeply meaningful, because it is built on alignment rather than need. Letting go is one of the hardest but most important parts of this journey. Many connections are not meant to last forever, even if they once felt intense or meaningful. Carl Jung believed that every relationship enters our lives with a purpose. Some are meant to stay, while others are meant to teach and then leave. Pain often comes not from the ending itself, but from our resistance to it. We hold on out of fear, habit, or the belief that we will not find something better. But when a connection has fulfilled its purpose, trying to force it to continue only creates suffering. Letting go is not a sign of weakness. It is a sign of awareness. When you release what no longer aligns with your growth, you create space for something new. Endings are not failures. They are transitions that move you closer to who you are meant to become. At the deepest level, Carl Jung taught that love is not something we search for outside ourselves. It is something that grows from within. The way you experience love in the world is a direct reflection of your inner state. If your inner world is filled with fear, doubt, or lack, your relationships will mirror those feelings back to you. But when you cultivate self-awareness, self-respect, and inner peace, the universe responds differently. People who no longer align with your energy naturally fade away, and those who resonate with your growth begin to appear. This is not magic or luck. It is alignment. Jung believed that destiny is shaped by the unconscious patterns we carry. When those patterns change, life changes with them. Love stops feeling like something uncertain or painful and becomes something steady and natural, because it is rooted in who you truly are, not in what you fear losing. So the next time you feel a deep and unexplainable connection with someone, pause and turn your attention inward. Instead of asking why this person appeared, ask what they are revealing about you. Are they reflecting your growth or your wounds? Are they bringing peace or repeating familiar pain? Carl Jung believed that every meaningful encounter is a message from the unconscious, guiding you toward greater awareness. When you understand this, relationships no longer feel confusing or random. They become part of your inner journey. The universe does not bring souls together by accident. It responds to alignment. And when your inner world is honest, healed, and aware, the right connections appear naturally. You no longer chase love or fear being alone. You trust the process because you trust yourself. When the energy of two souls truly aligns, nothing needs to be forced. The connection flows effortlessly, at the right time, in the right way. And that is when love becomes not a search, but a reflection of who you have become. Do you believe some connections are destiny or just psychology? I'd love to hear your thoughts.